Ron, do we have the verdict? So I'm going to read this to you, Joyce. She was found guilty on 5 counts, not guilty on 1. I believe it's count 1, guilty, 3, 4, 5, and 6, not guilty on count 2. Does that surprise you based on what you know about the evidence and how long this jury deliberated?
So with your permission, Nicole, I'll take a look at my little cheat sheet on the indictment, which tells me that count 2.
Can I get a hell yeah? Come on, people. Can I get a hell yeah? Oh my goodness. Justice is starting to serve. Let's see how long she makes it.
Was the enticement of victim 1 to travel. And there had been some suggestion that this case in large part would turn on whether the jurors believed the victims. The defense tried to paint them out as people who had been willing participants and who were essentially participating in this case in an effort to make money or bring attention to themselves. But it seems clear that the jury rejected that because they convicted, according to what we're hearing, on the conspiracy count involving that victim, as well on the other counts. This is an enormous victory for the government. But far more importantly than that, this is a verdict that signifies that girls who are trafficked, girls who are groomed, girls who are criminally subjected to sex in this sort of manner can achieve vindication in court, that jurors will listen to their stories, and that more people who have been subjected to trafficking should feel confident that if they report what has happened to them to law enforcement, that they will be taken seriously and that their concerns will be heard.
So Ghislaine Maxwell, the breaking news, has been found guilty on 5 of the 6 charges she faced. They include conspiracy to entice minors to travel to engage in illegal sex acts, conspiracy to transport minors here they are. Count 3, conspiracy to transport a minor with the intent to engage in criminal sexual activity, transporting a minor with the intent to engage in criminal sexual activity, and those 2 counts of perjury related to testimony in 2016, as well as conspiracy to commit sex trafficking of minors. Joyce, I wonder if you can speak to whether this has farther reaching ramifications to sex trafficking prosecutions moving forward.
These are such difficult cases to bring for so many reasons. For a long time, prosecutors...
All right, hold on there, Joyce. Okay. I should apologize for being late. I would love to say that it'll never happen again, but I'm not a liar. Yeah, it'll happen again, but I do apologize for being late. I was aware of what time it was, man. Listen, not that I need to give y'all excuses, okay? But I'll give you excuses anyway. All right. Had to prepare a little bit, okay? Had to go to the gym, had to shower after I came back from Walmart. So I went to Walmart between the gym and my shower, made a corn dog, ate a corn dog, made some coffee. A little pissed about my coffee because some grounds got in it. I hate when the grounds get in the coffee, but I'm drinking it anyway because I only made 1 cup's worth and I was already late. Okay. And setting up this thing, it's not even, I wish y'all could see my setup. It's the most ghetto, fabulous setup you've ever seen in your life. It is the most ghetto fab. You don't even know, like, I'm not even going to explain it to you. One day I'm going to take a picture and I'm going to post it. It's the most, yeah. Please fund my excuses. Thank you, Cherry. Please please fund my excuses. Oh my goodness. All right. I'm in my PJs. All right. I wanted to be relaxed, have a nice late night chill stream. Be grateful for the people I got in here. Thank you all for being here, and thank you all for waiting. I appreciate it.
were required to rely on a law called the Mann Act. More recently, in the more serious counts of conviction that we see in this indictment, statutes that specifically apply to trafficking of minors were put in place to make it to give prosecutors, frankly, more tools to use to go after these sorts of criminals. And so what we can see is that the law here is responsive to the needs to protect people from predators and from traffickers. That there is the ability to reach back in time, because typically in a federal case, there's a 5-year statute.
You like my PJs there, Lokamai? Like, this is my man. I've had this shirt. You ever see Seinfeld? He's got a shirt he calls Golden Boy, right? Golden Boy. He's had it forever. I mean, dude, this thing is like thinning. It won't be long before it's got holes in it, but it's the most comfortable shirt. I've had it like over 10 years. And yeah, this is my Golden Boy.
Of limitations. These charges, of course, are much older, and that's because Congress has abrogated that statute of limitations for crimes involving children and provided a much lengthier pullback that gives prosecutors the ability to charge these crimes after children who are victims come of age and are able to tell their stories and are more comfortable telling their stories. So this is certainly a victory in this individual case. This is some accountability for the victims in this case, but it also sends a larger message about the willingness of the Justice Department to take on sex trafficking, which can be a tough crime for state prosecutors to attack, because by its very nature, it often involves interstate travel, and that makes it difficult for a prosecutor in one state to go after all the aspects of these groups that are involved.
But wouldn't it be a federal case?
It requires federal involvement. These are difficult cases to bring. These prosecutors plowed through a lot of criticism early on in the case, where there was a lot of criticism of their early witnesses as being unprepared or not compelling. And so getting this verdict is a vindication for both these victims, but also for the larger work in this area of prosecuting trafficking.
You know, some of the victims courageously spoke out in a few interviews, and I wonder if you can speak to how a jury sort of perceives that testimony. Again, it was graphic, it was upsetting, it was painful. The Jeffrey Epstein, I don't nature of his conduct and his.
I don't want to watch trials like that, man. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to watch trials like that. It's crazy. Like, I'd want to see like the verdict, you know what I mean? But I don't want to watch all that evidence getting presented, not in cases like this.
Abuse was something covered by journalists nationally and obviously locally for a long time. But talk about what these witnesses went through and how sort of re-traumatizing it likely was for them.
Because society stigmatizes people who have been victims of trafficking, just like victims in rape cases were stigmatized and still are to some extent for many years, these are some of the most difficult crimes for victims to take the stand and testify about. And a lot of the way the jury reacts, the tone is set by the judge. Judges are very aware of that, and judges do a really good job, in my view, in the overwhelming majority of these cases, of setting context for jurors about the evidence that they'll hear, about giving them a comfort level with handling it. But ultimately, it's up to the jurors themselves, and it's something that's very affirming about our system of justice, is to see a jury handling a difficult situation, evidence that can be very traumatic.
I'm telling you, man, jurors in cases like this, they're heroes, man.
Traumatized when they're on the witness stand and subjected to
jurors in cases like this are straight heroes,
and also to cross-examination. And the ability of juries to review the evidence, to follow the instructions about the law in a dispassionate way in these very difficult situations, is something that has always affirmed to me that our system of justice really does work. You know, we talk a lot about its imperfections and its failures and the fact that our system of justice is aspirational. But this is something that we should feel good about, that these really difficult sorts of cases can be decided and handled by juries. And these victims, who my heart just goes out to, as a prosecutor, every time you put a witness on a stand to testify to these sorts of very difficult facts, you understood that it came at a great cost to them. And you often had just remarkable appreciation of the emotional toll it took on them and their families. But this need to find justice, to hold these particular defendants accountable, and to create sort of a generalized deterrence that prevents these crimes in the future as people become more aware of the likelihood of conviction and the lengthy sentences people involved in these crimes face. This is such an important accomplishment.
Is that it? Okay, so hold on. I'm trying to pull something else up here.
Excuse me, sorry for that pause. We have the verdict now. We have a guilty verdict on 5
Well, there you go.
of the 6 charges. On count 1, guilty. That's
All right. So let's check out the poll. Okay. Let's check out the poll that I posted earlier. So the poll is, how do you think Elaine will get Epsteined? Suicide, 26%. We got suicide, 26%. We got shanked during stage prison yard fight, 8%. Shot during transport, 0%. I'm really surprised at that. Poisoned prison ramen, 9%. And any other manner of death the Clintons won't be responsible for, 57%. That got 57%. That's in the majority. That's in the lead right now. So I got 206 votes on this thing. Let's read some of the comments. Let's see what the comments are. It's only like 5 comments. I don't know who this person is, but I know they're cool. Can we vote for them all? Either is deserved. As a Brit, we don't want her back. Like father, like daughter, as saying goes. I was like, it's not a wish list. Crazy person? Yikes. Somebody said, oh, this is dark. And then Hackab just laughed. All right, so 56% in the lead. What is not in a manner that is not perpetrated by the Clintons. Okay. Not. All right. So, you know what I'm going to do? You know what I'm going to do here? I'm going to erect another poll in the chat this time, in this chat. Okay. It's what I'm going to do. What I'm doing. Right. I'm going to erect another poll in the chat. Who's it going to be? It sounds like a pirate song, doesn't it? Erect another pole, erect another pole, ho, 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 erect another pole. Oh my goodness. All right. Um, oh, it only lets me do yes or no. All right. What the hell? It's not even letting me like. It's annoying, dude. Oh, okay. I love it. I can't erect the pole, guys. Oh my goodness. I'm getting old. Oh man. Well, it's not giving me the option to ask my community. It's really strange. It's quite annoying, actually. So, sorry, guys. The poll is not performing tonight. Oh, now it's giving me the option. Okay, hold on. All right. Since it took so long, I'm just going to keep it simple. All right. It should be erect now. All I needed was a little coffee, you know? Sometimes you need that little stimulant. All right. Let's thing. Okay, so you all don't even think she'll make it to prison. Why can't I see the poll? So y'all think 63% so far think that it'll be before prison. 63% of y'all don't even think she'll make it to prison. I find that interesting. I'm surprised it's so close, but I'm not. Okay, it's gone down to 58% people. It's gone down to 58%. Okay. %56. Oh my goodness. Siren Jag, I already did that. What do you why do you think it took me so long to get on here? Wow, 59%. Holding steady. %60. This is a pretty close race, y'all. This is a pretty close race. All right, we're going to close it at 60%. %60 has it. She won't even make it to prison. Now, I don't know if that's just wishful thinking on y'all's part, but I think, yeah. All right. So now, as far as that's concerned, we're just going to have to wait and see. I'm glad justice was served. So, I mean, I wonder if she will make it before the sentencing. Hold up. Hold up. How about that, y'all? How 2 polls? Okay. Okay. 2. Double poll means DP. Wow. Wow. So 71% thinks that she's not even going to make it to sentencing. That's insane, homie. Y'all are cold blooded. Y'all are cold-blooded, man. I want to see where this goes. 66%. Okay, it went down a little bit. Shut up, Cherry. 64%. All right. I'm going to leave it at 64% there. 64% don't even think she'll make it to sentencing. See, I don't know about that. Because like if I was a professional unaliver, I would want sentencing so I'd know if I have a better option of pulling the job off, homie. You know what I'm saying? In theory, I mean, I'm not a professional unaliver, but I'm not even an amateur unaliver. I'm not an unaliver at all, for the record. Okay. Now, but if I was, okay, I mean, I feel like it, you know what I mean? I feel like after the sentencing, I'd have more options. There's a small window before the sentencing. You know what I mean? Small window. But if I got that window, if it's a big enough window, I can plan something, you know? Right? Like look at people who get unalived in the movies. You ever see that movie Traffic? Right? See that movie Traffic where they got this dude that was in RoboCop, that really annoying dude that was in RoboCop. Not I'll buy that for $1. Not that annoying guy. The annoying guy that worked for OCP, and he was like, you know what I mean? Like he was just a total jerk. And then the one dude from that 70s show, Red, from that 70s show, that dude was like, just give me my fucking phone call. That dude, he was like shooting the dude in the kneecaps. He's the guy who got shot in the kneecaps by Red from RoboCop, or from that 70s show. No, I said before sentencing. Before sentencing, y'all put yes. Just give me my fucking phone call. And he spit his tooth out right on the... That's Red's best role, dude. Yeah. So what happened with that dude, the dude who played him, he was in Traffic, right? And he was a witness to put away a big time drug trafficker, right? And so they couldn't let this guy testify. You know what I mean? So in order to get him to not testify, you got Don Cheadle and a couple other cops with no names protecting him, right? And then the dude comes in, knock, 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 room service, and they expect room service every day for breakfast, right? And he eats it, and he's talking about, hey, you're no better than me, blah, blah, blah. You know, you're talking about just a couple of drugs. I mean, they're going to die anyway, blah, 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 right? And then he gets up, goes to the bathroom, take a shower after he eats, and then they knock on the door again. And they say, room service. And they're like, what? And they get the gun out. Oh my God. Oh my God. And then they go and check on the dude. And he's like gurgling. Get an ambulance. Get an ambulance. Right. And so dude dies. Right. Like they killed him right in front of the cops. They fooled the cops. And the dude got unalived right there. You know what I mean? It's that easy. It's that easy. So I wonder what's going to happen. Yo, get that troll out of here. I got it. Yeah, we don't do that here. We don't do that here. Aries Rainbow Child. As crazy as it is with that handle. Aries Rainbow Child. Peace, everyone. I'm in touch with all the stars and all of nature and all around me. But that bitch did it. Yeah, you make a lot of sense. You make a lot of sense. Yeah. You make a lot of sense. We don't do that here. We don't do that here. All right. So that actually turned out to be a nice transition into our next subject. Okay. Let's they don't have any, man. Cherry, you are the mod on this channel. You understand? You're the one, okay, on this channel. And if we don't have it, they don't have it. You know what I'm saying? We deal in facts in real crime. All right. So in the meantime, let's oh yeah, this is gonna be fun. Now I love the title of this. Search team looking for Summer Wells in Beach Creek Road by the home of Candace Dunn. And of course, I give you a wild guess whose video this is. Maybe I'll spot her by zooming in. Maybe I'll spot Summer's tiny little 5-year-old body by zooming into those mountains with my camera phone. Wow. Now, I haven't watched this yet, but I'm wondering, like, where this is going. If it goes literally anywhere. Ooh, I wonder. Is she there? I don't know. Is she there? Am I gonna use... I didn't bring any binoculars because that's what somebody who was searching in the mountains from a road would probably bring, you know, so you can actually see something. But nah, my iPhone will do. Oh, what's that? Nothing. That actually looked like it could have been something. Doesn't say a word. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe. No. What? Where am I going? Oh, what's that? Oh my God, what's that? Is that a snake on the tree? Oh my God, I gotta get out of here. There's snakes all over these trees. Ah. Save me, James Holmes. Oh my God, there's a camper up there with a satellite. Whoa, that's really odd in rural Tennessee. These people are unbelievable, dude. Unbelievable. Okay. I mean, it gets better, folks. It gets better. I promise. I promise. Okay. Because I love having a great community when they send me stuff. People send me stuff, y'all. And it's and it's interesting. It's interesting. Hold on. All right. Now this right here, oh, you're gonna like this. This right here. No, get out of here. This right here is a list of Chad's lawsuits, his bogus lawsuits. This is an actual court document, folks. Hold on. Now, like, I'm not even going to read all these. I'll just read the defendants. Robert D. Hoff. I don't know who that is. Okay. Robert D. Hoff. Carlos J. Hinojosa. Carmine Persico. These are all different lawsuits, guys. Vincent Ferrara. P. Matthew Bonani. Clifton L. Cousins. Joan Benoit Samuelson. Billy Sol Estes. Salvatore Tricario. Pacific Investment Management Company. Nancy Grace. Kirk Kerkorian. Juan Garcia Abrego. James Coonan. Agnes Dean. Alitara Feldman. Jermaine Dupree. Victor Levy Cordero. This guy likes to really sue Hispanics. James Gordon Meek. Mortimer Zuckerman. Mortimer B. Zuckerman. Or Zuckerman. Vanel Walden Amay. Stephanie Gaskell. Guys, I'm on page 4 of 27, okay? Renaissance Technologies, Osborne Sony Bolds, Barrington Young, David Roland Hinskin, Kenneth Van Horn, Ronald J. Trucchio, Luis Anthony Gigiano, Kirsten Dunst. What's your problem with Kirsten Dunst, dude? Suzanne Rufa Dolan. She's the only thing that even, like, she was the best acting performance in Interview with a Vampire. The best acting performance. It was like the other two, it was like Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt wasn't even taking that movie seriously. Lackawanna 6, Curtis Sliwa, Narcisse Ben Karir, Leah Lezark, Maria del Mar Sacasa, Ja Rule. My man tried to sue Ja Rule, dude. Austin Arkuch, Joseph P. Polito, Joseph P. Polito, Damon Dash, Carolina Irving, Spike Lee. Oh man, hell no, dude. What's your problem with Spike Lee, dude? Rafael Colazo Aponte, Mike Lupica, Daphne Retter, Philip A. Girodano, Ramona Africa, Luis De Valiers, Stephen Pleshet Murphy, Robert Di Bernardo, Franz Fernandad, Gregory Reyes, Norman Jean Ray, Gerald Frank Plunk, Coy Ray Phelps, Jessica Stam, Nasir Jones, Paula Radcliffe, Hima Safir, Rafael Yehi Cabrera, Oscar Ronda, Jules Nasso, Corky Samasco. Corky Samasco? You got a problem with Corky? Man, what's wrong with you, dude? David Chase, Anderson versus Liberty Lobby, etc. or Incorporated. Rex K. DeGeorge, Robert Louis Cyrax, Mumia Abu Jamal, John George. We're only on page 11 out of 27, folks. George Sahar, Leo V. Felton, Liz Applegate, PhD, Timothy John Ehrman, Walter Reed Army Medical Center, Meredith Melling Burke, Nicholas Defont, Miguel Rodriguez Orjuela, Wallace D. Archdale, Scarlett Johansson. This man tried to sue Black Widow, dude. Yo, this guy is a piece of shit just for the stuff I'm reading on this. Kate Moss, what are you going to sue her for? Her bones? Kanye West? Andrea Duncan Mao? Robert B. DeLuca? Alberto Flaherty? Daryl Banks? William B. Ziff? Steven Spielberg, dude. Steven Spielberg. What makes you think you got grounds to sue Steven Spielberg, bro? That's probably what did it. That's probably what got him. Then people being like, I'm sick of this, because that's like the last one. The last one is Misha Barton. So once Spielberg happened, Spielberg was like, who is this guy? No, wait, the last one is Martin Tankleff. Okay, plaintiff Jonathan Lee Riches, pro se, of course, no lawyer was going to do this, filed each of the above actions between January 14th, 2008 and January 31st, 2008. Jonathan Lee Riches is an inmate at FC1 Williamsburg in Salters, South Carolina, and can best be described as a serial filer of lawsuits. I thought I made that up. I thought I made that up. Oh my God. He's a serial sewer. Oh my God. He's really like legally. He's a serial sewer. Like you. Oh my God, man. I can't do YouTube no more, man. I can't do this anymore. Y'all. what is next? What is next? I can't. I can't do this. I can't. That's it. That's it. I quit. Serial sewer, bro. Described as a serial filer of lawsuits. Jonathan Lee Riches has filed 151 cases in this district between January 2nd, 2008 and January 31st, 2008. This dude, in a month, in less than a month, filed 150 frivolous lawsuits, 151 frivolous lawsuits. The United States Courts Pacer U.S. Party Case Index lists Jonathan Lee Riches as having filed 989 actions between February 2006 and February 20th, 2008. Plaintiff has not paid the $350 filing fee in any of these cases. This gets better and better. Oh my God. He has not paid the 300. So each one of these lawsuits, Mr. Pro Se, Mr. Fuck law school. I'm just gonna do this myself, dude. Fuck Kanye. And was like, wait, I need money to do that. The Prisoner Litigation Reform Act has restricted when a complaint may be filed by a prisoner without prepayment of fees. In no event shall a prisoner bring a civil action or appeal a judgment in a civil action or proceeding under this section if the prisoner has on 3 or more prior occasions while incarcerated or detained in any facility brought an action or appeal in a court of the United States that was dismissed on the grounds that it is frivolous, malicious, or fails to state a claim upon which relief may be granted unless the prisoner is under imminent danger of serious physical injury. I mean, not by any of those people, but I'm saying I bet dude had a hard time in prison. No way a dude like that is not somebody's girlfriend. There's no way there's a dude like that in prison and he's not somebody's girlfriend. I don't care what you say. Like, I would erect a poll on that, but it would be 100%. This chat would be like 100%. This dude is somebody's girlfriend in prison. Now we got this. This is funny to me. The 3 strikes rule, people. The records of the federal courts indicate that at least 7 of plaintiffs' prior suits were dismissed prior to service of process as frivolous pursuant to 28 USC 1915, whatever that means. Riches versus Guantanamo Bay. Riches versus Bureau of Prisons. Riches versus Doe. Riches versus Simpson. Riches versus Jenna. Riches versus Schwartz. I should be reading the dates on all these. All right, I'll read you these again. Okay, Riches versus Guantanamo Bay was August 8th, 2007. Riches versus Bureau of Prisons was March 17th, 2006. So these are not in order. Riches versus Doe, January 24th, 2007. Riches versus Simpson, September 24th, 2007. Riches versus Jenna, October 24th, 2007. So exactly 1 month later, 1 month apart, he's filing these lawsuits. Like, so how does he expect, like, how did he expect to juggle these or even try to win them? That's what I don't understand. How are you going to file all of these lawsuits, not pay the court, not pay the filing fees on these lawsuits, and then, like, what are you going to be in all these places at the same time? You know what I'm saying? Like, was he trying to bomb, like, internet bomb, like spam bomb, but like for real, instead of virtually spam bombing somebody's somebody's computer, he's trying to spam bomb the court system. Is that what he was trying to do? Because it doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? Like, I could see, but what did he think? That there were like, we don't have enough judges, but we have to see all of these. We don't have enough judges. We don't have enough staff. We don't have enough people, court officers, to see all of these cases at the same time. Like, this dude would have spent the rest of his life just on half of the lawsuits that he filed. Like, the rest of his life. What did he think he was going to do? What did he think was, I mean, think about that. What other possible result could have happened other than them going, fuck this guy, we're going to lock him up? You know what I mean? It doesn't make any sense that this guy, it makes no sense, this guy's actions at all. None at all. This guy cannot think. The sum and substance of the plaintiff's complaints are set forth as follows. The Clarksburg Riches cases. I seek a restraining order. I seek $3 million. Connie committed fraud in my name. I'm being exposed that can put me in harm's way. I move to stop Connie from bothering me. I move for a restraining order. TRO. Hoff is the supervisor to Business Week that wrote 2007 article about credit card fraud. It mentioned my name and location. This is invasion of privacy. I move to stop the circulation of Business Week. So this guy thinks he's going to stop the circulation of Business Week because they mentioned his name and location. Now, this is funny because we're talking about a guy who just loves to dox people right now. He loves to dox people. He doxed me. He doxed members of my family and blasted their names on Twitter. How is that any different? Someone explain to me how that's any different. We also know that he sent a dox on a blind single father who has made over 1,000 YouTube videos on different cases. Different cases. Almost all of them are different cases. Missing persons cases. Somebody who's genuinely trying to make a difference as opposed to this dipshit and the other two boobs that he hangs out with, or three. The verdict's not in on Olivia for me yet. I think, I think she's guilty of poor company, and I don't want to know her, but I would, you know what I mean? I would expect at some point she's going to wake up and be like, what in the hell have I been doing? I seek a TRO, temporary restraining order. Fraud was done under my name. Hino Hossa knows my location in South Carolina. Hino Hossa lives in Clarksburg. I don't want him to bother me anymore. So this is his way of running to the teacher, right? So this guy lives in a world where he thinks, okay, well, I'm an American and I have rights. So whenever somebody gives me a hard time, after I've been absolutely, because I have no reason to believe that this is a person who harasses. He's harassing the court system as we speak. I have no doubt in my mind that this man has harassed every single person that he has a lawsuit up on, that he's trying to get restraining orders on. Why would he be in fear for his life from these people unless he pushed them and pushed them and pushed them and pushed them? And I don't even think that's the case. I think that he was pushing them and pushing them and pushing them. And just as an attempt to try to protect himself, he went and filed lawsuits against them and temporary restraining orders, or tried to. I don't want them to bother me anymore. Teacher, he's bothering me. This is the kind of guy we're talking about here. This is the kind of guy that we're talking about. I find this fascinating because I always wanted to know what his grounds were for these, and I have them right here. Complaint under and a TRO, temporary restraining order. Persico is after me from West Virginia. I seek protection and relief. Look at how many people this dude is pissing off. Like, it's safe to say he's pissing off every one of these people. Oh man, I lost my place. I definitely want to keep reading those because they're funny. Okay, we're about to get to some good stuff here in a second. I'm going to skip a few things. Class action suit pursuant to federal R preliminary injunction. Plaintiffs face imminent danger from defendants for threats received on 1508, 121807, 121707, 121607 by defendants. Listen to who the defendants are. Plaintiffs face danger and seek a restraining order from these inmates. Okay, people. So he's talking about how many times he got threatened. How many times he got threatened. I wonder if there's something in there about him being somebody's girlfriend. Let's keep reading, shall we? Let's keep reading. Because he's in prison and he's filing complaints from inmates. He is the snitch of snitches. How he walked out of there in one piece is beyond me. It's beyond me. This dude is everything I could ever dream of him being. I love seeing this stuff. This is a blast. All right. So, class action suit, preliminary injunction, rights violated under Booker and FGI fan. Defendants threaten plaintiffs with harm. Threats of hanging, fire, arson, sabotage. Plaintiffs seek a restraining order and injunction. Elkins Rich's case. Class action suit pursuant temporary restraining order due process violation. Plaintiffs face imminent danger from defendants. Defendants are violating plaintiffs' due process in January. Plaintiffs' civil rights were violated in December. Plaintiffs seek a restraining order against defendant because of their daily threats. Okay, so that one I'm guessing is probably a prison guard or a cop. What does this guy think about life, bro? That's what I want to know. What does this dude think about life? Oh my God, dude. Plaintiffs face a deliberate indifference under Farmer versus Brennan. Defendants work at the Bureau of Prisons and force plaintiffs and inmates with overcrowding. Plaintiffs caught staph infection. Defendants neglect. Plaintiffs seek a transfer of preliminary injunction against prison abuse. If somebody farts in his direction, he's going to sue him. This is how this guy is. I'm going to sue you. I'm going to sue you. Dude, he was the Andy Kaufman of prison. I'll sue you, Lawler. I'll sue you, Lawler. I wrestle women. I only wrestle women. Because I'm from Memphis, Tennessee. Rogersville, Tennessee. That's him. He's just mocking Don Wells. I'm from Rogersville, Tennessee. I'm going to sue you. I'm going to sue you because I know what you did this summer. That's totally what this guy thinks about life. It's unbelievable. It's hilarious to me. It is hilarious to me. I'm just randomly reading these things, like these little incidents or whatever. Okay. Preliminary injunction. Plaintiffs face imminent danger on February 10th, 2008 by defendants and FCI Williamsburg. FCI Williamsburg guards put handcuffs too tight on inmates. Plaintiffs are subjected to daily shakedowns, strip searches, which violated plaintiffs' civil rights. Female guards pat down inmates. This is unconstitutional. Plaintiffs seek restraining order against the abuses in prison since October 5th, 2007. So this dude, all right. So this dude, this is killing me right now, bro. This dude is complaining and trying to sue because he's in prison and a female patted him down. Now, he has the right to feel that way. I'm not saying that he doesn't have the right to feel that way. Okay? But it might say a little something about him, though. That's all I'm saying. I don't know. I don't know. It might say a little something about him. I hope he's man enough to face that and be out in this day and age, hanging around all those homophobic Proud Boys. I hope he could be brave, say what he is. I hope he can do that. God, this guy, this guy swore, like, this guy at the time swore that he was going to get something done. Look at all the time he wasted. I mean, he had time. You know what I'm saying? He had time. But I mean, dude, work out, bro. You know what I'm saying? Go in the yard, you know, pump some iron, get pumped by the iron and whoever else is interested in pumping you. But you know what I'm saying? More productive, because this is a waste of your time. This is a waste of everybody else's time. I don't understand what you were doing. I don't understand, dude. My civil rights were violated. My civil rights were violated. Dude, shut the fuck up. Could somebody actually read all this? Like, you know what I mean? Like, can you imagine a judge that has to read all this? He's only going to take vengeance. That's all he's going to do. He's going to be like, I'm going to find a law broken here. I'm going to find a law that's broken here, as many as I can, and I'm going to nail Chad with it. That's exactly what the judge who had to read this shit thought. I guarantee it. Daily beatings. 500 miles away from home. I'm too far away from my mom and they keep hitting me. It literally says that. Plaintiffs are subject to daily beatings 500 miles away from home. Plaintiffs are forced to work prison labor by defendants. Plaintiffs face imminent danger and seek a preliminary injunction, temporary restraining order. This dude is unbelievable. Like, I can't even believe. God, this just keeps going and going and going, man. Like, they're all the same. That's why I'm not reading them all out loud. They're all the same. Like, he's accusing people of fraud, like extortion, threats. All these people, because what he's not thinking about is the big picture. Like, how does he expect anybody to believe any of this? Right? And he thinks this is a person who I would think. Now, I want to be clear about this, guys. I want to be clear about this. Real quick. Anybody who files that many lawsuits, right? Anybody who takes that much time and that much effort to do this pro se probably believes everything that he's filing. Now, I want you to understand something. Look at the big picture. Use your eyes, okay? The grand scheme of things, the big picture of all these lawsuits is this dude actually believes all of those people are out to get him. This dude straight up honestly believed that every one of these people were trying to extort him, were trying to hurt him physically. All of these people, every single one. This guy thought Kanye West was going to hurt him. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is not a stable person at all. Like, anybody who's capable of that. Now, I wonder if they gave him any psychological evaluation, because he's probably the kind of person that when you give them a psychological evaluation or a psychiatric evaluation, he's the kind of guy that knows what doctors want to hear. And they won't hold him because he hasn't proven. By here, they can't incarcerate him because he hasn't proven to actually be a physical danger to himself or others. Think about that. Filing a bunch of lawsuits doesn't count. Being paranoid of every single one of these people and filing legal documents saying that he feels that he's in danger by all these people and swearing, being willing to swear an oath that it's all true, that's a delusional human being right there. That's a sick person. I mean, the evidence is there. You put all that together, right? You put all that together, and what you've got is somebody who literally thinks that everyone is out to get him. So much so that he is willing to go and file lawsuits against them as though they were actually going to protect him from the people that he's filing lawsuits from. Why did he file a lawsuit against Jimmy Hoffa? Why would somebody file a lawsuit against Jimmy Hoffa? Right? I mean, what reason could there be? I mean, was it, I'm trying to imagine the scenario. You know what I mean? Was my man reading something that Jimmy Hoffa wrote or watched a speech on TV or some documentary or something, and then he didn't like what he had to say or took it some way that it was to direct it at him in some way to where he felt grounds to go and file a lawsuit against the most famous disappeared man in history? Like, I'm not a psychiatrist, you know what I mean? But that's the kind of behavior they give meds for. You know what I mean? Is he taking his meds? Somebody prescribed him meds at some point. I'm not a doctor, and you know what I'm saying? That's, you know, that looks a lot like paranoid schizophrenia. That's what that, I've seen people who were diagnosed paranoid schizophrenia. It's similar behavior. That's all I'm saying. I don't know if he is or not. I'm not a doctor. I can't diagnose anybody. You know what I mean? But what I'm saying is, it certainly seems that way because we've all seen people who have been diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia, right? I have. So one would, I mean, it makes sense that this dude he's only a year younger than me. Somebody at some point during his incarceration had to have diagnosed this dude and prescribed him meds. That's just an opinion. It's possible it didn't happen. A lot of things that go under the radar. You never know. So what is it? You know what I mean? Like, we're dealing with, here's the thing, is a lot of people think, okay, if somebody isn't mentally well, okay, if somebody isn't mentally well, well, then that excuses them from bad behavior, right? They're like, well, you know, like, because they're either a bad person or they don't have any control over what they do. You know what I mean? They don't have that block to stop themselves from doing something and rationalizing, you know what I mean? And controlling their behavior, right? But here's the thing about this. These are people who deny when you accuse them of doing wrong things. So what that tells me, and I'm talking about the whole group, don't know about Olivia because she just sits there like, but the rest of the group, Chad JLR, Bullhorn Boobs, and Big Juicy, well, they lie and make some weird excuses that will try to convince you that they're not accountable for their actions in any way, shape, or form. They lie to cover up their actions. So, my opinion, again, I'm not a doctor, but I feel like I could differentiate someone who is aware of their actions and someone who isn't, based on the decisions that they make publicly, right? So, I mean, common sense kind of dictates this for me. So when you lie about something, what that indicates to me is you're aware that it's wrong. You're aware that this behavior is wrong, yet you do it anyway. And then when somebody confronts you with it, you know enough to lie about it. So that tells me that you have enough control of your behavior. Because if you have enough control over yourself to lie about something that you did, well, then you have enough control over your behavior to not do it. I think that stands to reason, no? Does it take a doctor or a mental health professional to make that assessment? Not in my opinion. I'd like to get a mental health professional's opinion on it, just to be fair, but not in my opinion. So these people know what they're doing. They know exactly what they're doing. So are these people sick? Yes. But they're accountable because they refuse to acknowledge their sickness and seek help. Because if you know enough to lie about your actions, well, then you know enough to say, hey, whatever's making me do the things that I'm doing, because A, if you lie about your actions, you know they're wrongdoings. Otherwise, you wouldn't lie about them. So if you're aware of your actions and you know that they're wrong and you lie about them, then you have a problem, right? That would stand to reason that you would know better than to take action when the time comes, to make the decision to not do something. Now, if you're aware of what you did and then you lie about it, right? Follow me here. If you're aware of what you did and then you lie about it, okay? But you lack the control to stop yourself from doing something bad, right? You lack the control to stop yourself from doing something bad, but once you do understand that it was wrong enough to lie about it. So therefore, in my opinion, you are accountable for not taking action and getting yourself help. Whatever treatment you can get to get you to have that self-control to stop yourself from doing a bad thing, such as doxing somebody, such as filing frivolous lawsuits. such as beating up your husband all the time. You know, these are actions that if you're aware of enough to lie about, but you don't have enough self-control to stop yourself, that's your sickness. You lack the self-control. And it's on you to get that fixed. So I'm not saying you're not sick. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying what makes you a shitty person on top of being sick is the fact that you're not taking the steps to get yourself help, so you stop yourself from doing these shitty things. That's on you. You're accountable. 100%. You're accountable. What do they call people who believe their own lies? First of all, you call them liars. But second of all, you call them delusional. Oh, no, I know. I'm hoping to reach somebody, though. Maybe not any of them, but I'm hoping to reach somebody. This channel's not just for them, it's for everybody. You know what I mean? There's actually more here. Take a look here. Now, you guys are going to love this. This is a special treat. This is a real court document, okay? Let's see this, guys. Take a look at that. Jonathan Lee Rich's plaintiff. Of course, his name is copyrighted. Civil action. Jonathan Lee Rich's plaintiff versus Michael Vick, defendant. Guys, this is what he filed to sue Michael Vick, the football player. This is what he filed. Like, have you ever heard of a typewriter, dude? I mean, what's the matter, bro? You couldn't find a fucking crayon? This dude is amazing, bro. Like, he is out of this world, bro. This suit is, I mean, he's got legible handwriting. I'll give him that. But this suit is a Bivens action and civil rights violation by the Constitution, laws of the United States, and federal court claims. Did he spell court? No, that can't be right. Oh yeah, okay. So no, I don't know. I don't know what that means. Claims inflicted by that include, but not limited to, injury to wildlife, conspiracy, illegal dogfighting, extortion, racketeering, gambling, copyright infringement, identity theft, fraud, thefts to commit violent acts, brutality, tax fraud. Why does he think he has a lawsuit against him for that? Now, I agree that Michael Vick is a total piece of shit for doing that stuff with dogs, breeding them and making them fight, you know, for a gambling ring. That's awful. I agree with him. And I agree with being outraged about it, but what in God's name does this guy think he's going to get done? And why does he feel that he's entitled to anything from that? Of course, this suit was dismissed against Vick. He has no grounds to sue. This is fucking stupid. Wait. Okay. I got to read this. Violated under the 1st, 2nd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 8th, and 14th Amendment of the Constitution for relief. Plaintiff seeks $63 billion. That's with a B. $1 billion backed by gold and silver delivered via UPS, United States Parcel Service, and in front gates of FCI Williamsburg, Sutter, South Carolina, collected from defendant Michael Vick. Do I need to read any more? Do I need to read any more? $63 billion backed by gold and silver. Now, this guy thinks he's a genius. You know why he's doing this? He's a end of the worlder. He's an apocalypse guy. It all makes sense. He's trying to stock up because gold and silver will always be valuable. So he's trying to stock up for the end of the world. And he thinks that he can get all this money from all of these people and have a stockpile and basically be king of the world after the apocalypse. Once everything goes down, this guy fancies himself the leader of all of anybody who, you know, wants to overthrow the democratic leftist government. This is what this guy thinks he's doing. That's my assessment. What? See what I'm saying? This isn't a sane person, dude. This is not a sane person who thinks that he's going to get $63 billion from Michael Vick. Hey, my man, listen, real quick. I mean, you probably figured this out by now because this is back in like what, 2008, something like that. My man, though, Chad, let me tell you, dude, even at that time, Michael Vick did not have $63 billion. Nobody has $63 billion, dude. Nobody you know. Nobody you know with a name, it's public, has $63 billion. Where'd you think he was going to get it? I mean, was this dude like watching a Falcons game one day and was like, that dude is a gajillionaire. I'm going to get him. A what? A gajillionaire, dude. You know that's not a real number, right? Yeah, it is. Gajillion. I'm not trying to get much. Just my piece. 63 bill, you know. Just trying to get my little piece. 63 bill. What is this guy thinking, bro? What's up, Once Upon a Crime? How we doing? I mean, $63 billion, dude. Just trying to get my little piece of the cajill, dude. That's all. That's all I'm trying to do. I don't understand people, dude. It's not even, this guy doesn't count as people. He doesn't count as people. This guy is beyond people. You know what I mean? And I don't mean that in a good sense. I'm talking about the reason why people hate people. This guy goes beyond that. He goes beyond that. The people that suck. You know what I mean? The people, he's like just levels and levels and levels of shitty beyond the dude that is standing there in line at the quickie stop playing the lottery in front of you and won't stop buying tickets and scratching them and buying tickets and cashing them in and scratching them. Like, I've got 2,600 lotto tickets that I need cashed in. Like, what, dude? Right now? Like, yeah, that dude is levels and levels and levels beyond that shitty motherfucker. there's that's the best thing that I could think of as far as like shittiness. You know what I mean? That dude is a level of shitty, like 300,000 plus levels of shitty of the person who drives 50 miles per hour in the far left fast lane. It's unbelievable, man. Like, this dude exists. This dude exists. It's crazy. This guy's claiming that Michael Vick stole his dogs. Michael Vick continued to harass me on May 4th, 2007 by stealing my identity from my coat. My identity was used to open new store account cards to PetSmart and Doggy Warehouse to purchase food for Mr. Vick's illegal dog fighting operation. What? Dude. Oh my God. Oh my God, it gets better. Okay, look, I'm just going to keep reading this. Michael Vick continued to harass me by stealing my identity from my coat. My identity was used to open a new store account, blah, blah, blah. Michael Vick violated my copyright laws by using my copyright name on his personal football outfit and casual clothing without paying me for use. So think about it. Was Michael Vick walking around with Jonathan Lee Rich gear? You know what I'm saying? Jonathan Lee Rich merch? Bootleg Jonathan Lee Rich merch? Is that what my man was doing? Wow. This conspiracy started. Okay, he used the word conspiracy, y'all. He used the word conspiracy. This conspiracy started June 10th, 2001 until the day this suit was written. Mr. Vick uses my name to sell t-shirts, Jonathan Lee Rich mugs. What? Mr. Rich's hats. On February 10th, 2007, Michael Vick pled allegiance to Al Qaeda. What? Michael Vick pled allegiance to Al Qaeda. Michael Vick subjected me to microwave testing. Michael Vick used drugs in school zones. Michael Vick is in the business of illegal steroids. Plaintiff praised this court to give him relief of these issues. Wow, dude. Wow. Now this is okay. This is the grand jury charges against Chad Lee Riches. All right. On about March 18th, 2016, within the District of Arizona, in a manner within jurisdiction of the United States District Court for the District of Arizona, part of the judicial branch of the government of the United States, the defendant, Jonathan Lee Riches, knowingly and willfully made, used, and filed a false and fraudulent writing and document, falsely and fraudulent posing as Jared Lee Loughner, to wit, a complaint filed in the name of Jared Lee Loughner, plaintiff, against Gabrielle Giffords, listed as defendant. So this guy was filing lawsuits in other people's names. So that's fraud. That's fraud. Like, that's straight fraud. Doing anything in somebody else's name is fraud. Listed as defendant, the United States District Court for the District of Arizona, case number blah, 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 seeking $25 million in punitive damage pursuant United States Code, blah, 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 from Gabrielle Giffords for emotional and psychological distress because said Jared Loughner was allegedly illegally incarcerated based on a false statement by Gabrielle Giffords, which contained materially false, fictitious, and fraudulent statements, when in truth and fact, as Jonathan Lee Riches knew, that he was not Jared Lee Loughner, and the allegations in the complaint were false and fraudulent. That's wild, dude. That is Nicole Venditti, I don't know. That's the thing is, these charges he's already been incarcerated for, and he served his time. These aren't murder charges. You know what I mean? They can't keep him in prison forever, on charges like that. You got to think this is back in 2008, 2007, 2008. You know what I mean? Like, that's not even, you know what I mean? Like, he was already in his 30s, and now he's 45, I believe. Well, I mean, because he served his time, you can't get that much time. I've got words for stuff like that. You know what I mean? They're not violent crimes. You can't keep somebody in prison for the rest of their life, for not committing any violent crimes. He's just crazy, but he's crazy enough to know what he's doing. So that's why he's not locked up in a mental institution. And the other reason he's not locked up in a mental institution is because he's not a danger to himself or others. If I had to guess, would be why. Again, I'm not a lawyer and I'm not a mental health professional, so I don't know. I'm just speculating here as to why, based on things that I've seen in the past. I mean, he's probably certified, but what I'm saying is, he's like I said, he's not a danger to anyone. You can't keep somebody just because they have mental health issues off the street if they're not a danger to anyone or themselves. You can't do that. That's the whole point. When they evaluate you for 72 hours and they take you by force, right? They evaluate you for 72 hours to determine whether or not, and this is most states, whether or not you are a danger to yourself or others. They don't evaluate you to see if you just happen to be sick. They evaluate you to see if you are a danger to yourself or others. And then they'll diagnose you with whatever you're, dealing with. And you know what? I mean, you're getting psychiatric care in those 72 hours. You know what I mean? But you're not really getting treated. If you're not a danger to anybody, they let you out, Now, if you volunteer to stay, that's different. You can volunteer yourself into a mental health facility and say, hey, I realize, and this is very important because this is the difference between good people and bad people. Because he's crazy enough to know that he's crazy and he should get help. So what he should be doing is volunteering himself for treatment into an in-treatment program and gets on a cycle of meds and becomes used to his cycle of meds, and then they let him out and he can live a normal life. That's how it should be. Personally, that's how I feel it should be. But you know what I mean? Like, he would have to volunteer himself. He'd have to be a voluntary inpatient. They only keep those involuntary if they're a danger to themselves or others. Everyone else is voluntary. Now, your doctor, even if you're not a danger to yourself and others, your doctor can recommend and say, hey, if you're over 18, they can say, hey, I'd like to keep you here and treat you for about, let's say 60 days, until I feel that you're out, that you're ready to, function in society properly and well to your full potential. They'll be like, I'd like to do that. Start a petition for what? I mean, he'd have to check himself in, that's what I'm saying. This is what I'm getting at. A doctor could say to him, hey, I'd like to keep you here for treatment for a while, right? But he has every right to be like, no. Are you making me stay here? Well, I can't make you stay here unless you're a danger to yourself or others. Well, I'm not. Do you feel that I am? I haven't made that. I haven't made that assessment. I don't think you are, but I'm saying it would be the best thing. It would be my recommendation as a doctor to hold you here and treat you properly, because I think you could use some help and we'd like to help you. That's usually what they do. And most people are like, okay, sure. You know what I mean? People like to listen to doctors for the most part. But does this guy seem like the kind of guy that likes to listen to doctors? As soon as a doctor says, I'd like to treat you, he's going to be like, I'm going to sue that doctor. His answer is, I mean, this is a guy that he's already made up his mind and come up with a system that he doesn't have to answer to anybody. You know what I mean? Now, is he potentially dangerous? 100%. 150%. And it doesn't take a doctor to make that assessment. You know what I mean? Look at the guy's behavior. Look at the type of people he hangs out with. Look at his beliefs. Look at the people that he idolizes and connects himself to, because we know that the guy's a liar. So I don't think that he is the uncle of the Sandy Hook shooter, as he claimed to Molly Golightly. I don't think that at all. I think that's just something that he fantasizes as being a reality, something that he can brag about because it's something that makes him feel worthwhile. That's personally what I think. Based on all of these allegations that we're reading, I mean, is it safe to assume that this dude just makes shit up in order to feel like part of something and accepted, such as the Scooby Boob gang? In some way to continue this thing where he feels like he's the leader of the whole thing, because all of them look up to him. All of them are like, whoa, this guy he's a web sleuth and he's the best and blah, blah, blah. And they're bragging about him. But it's probably safe to say that he's the most mentally ill person out of the whole group. Yet they look up to him. They idolize him because he knows how to talk and he knows how to manipulate. I mean, no. I mean, look, no, not even joking. Amber Heard, she's insane, but she's nothing like this dude. She's nothing even close. She just tried to sue one dude. You know what I mean? As far as I know. Yeah, we are. I mean, I see him in a whole different light now. Like I'm seeing, because we're not talking about this is hearsay. These are legal documents that name him as the plaintiff of all these lawsuits. These are legal this does not get any more proof than this proof. All of these things that he's saying, I feel in danger. I feel like people they're going to hurt me. I want them to stop bothering me. And he's probably projecting because he's bothering them. We're talking about a guy who's harassing the Wells family right now. You know, I mean, and now he wants to go protest in front of the TBI. This person is going to go protest in front of the TBI and people are going to follow him. What kind of people do you think that's going to be? I mean, that's the problem, right? I wouldn't feel the need to point this stuff out if this was not my main concern. Their plan to protest in front of the TBI will in no way, shape, or form help the investigation of finding Summer Wells, or at least what happened to her. Protesting in front of the only agency, the best, most qualified, and only chance that Summer Wells really has, well, not the only chance. I believe the Hawkins Sheriff's Department, I believe the Hawkins County Sheriff's Department is doing a good job too. So but the most well-trained in the state of Tennessee, the most well-trained professional, and Summer's best chance of getting justice. Summer's best chance. And as somebody who really cares about Summer being found, or at least finding out what happened to her, as somebody who truly, genuinely cares about that, that worries me, because I want only the best looking for Summer and getting these answers. And the TBI is the best. So yeah, that bothers me. That concerns me. And anybody with common sense would feel the same way. Anybody with common sense would feel the exact same way. You notice they don't mention me? They pull the same shit Critical K used to do. They don't mention me. The reason why they don't mention me on their channels is because they're afraid of people that follow them to listen to my logic and be convinced, because they'll see that it's the truth. They're afraid of that. They're afraid of anybody who's giving them money to hear what I'm saying and stop giving them money. That's all they're afraid of. That's the only reason. That is the only reason. None of them would ever dare debate me. None of them would ever dare. That's why I haven't even bothered to ask. You know what I mean? That's why I haven't even bothered to click on one of their panels when they put on an open panel. I don't. No. Because I already know I'm blocked. You know? But if they really believed, and I'm speaking to you directly, all four of you, if any of you honestly, truly, deep down in your heart believe that you are actually helping to find Summer Wells or what happened to her, come on my channel and talk to me. I will let you explain. Now I'm going to have my turn, but I'll let you talk and go first. I'll even mute myself while you do. But the reason why I'm saying this, people, the reason why I'm saying this is because I know it won't happen. Because anybody who truly, honestly believes in what they're doing would jump at the chance. They would jump at the chance. Anybody with passion for what they're doing would jump at the chance to convince someone like me and their audience. Anybody with conviction would do this. Anybody. All right. So I wonder if this article got taken. Oh, no, it didn't. Okay, so you guys remember Heidi Plank? We still don't have definitive answers on what happened to Heidi Plank, okay? But she is the one whose boss was. Let me just read this article because you guys are actually going to love this. Now, disclaimer here: this is an article from The Sun. Okay, now The Sun has been known to give really good information, but they've also been known to be a tabloid. Okay, so disclaimer here. This is the only news source that I've seen cover this story. It's just a question of you decide if you believe it or not. You know, that's all this is. You decide if you believe it or not, but it is not in my opinion, a 100% credible news source. I want to be clear about that. So, all of you, type of one if you remember me talking about the Heidi Plank case and remember most of the details. All right. So the headline for this article is Dodgy Deal. Hunter Biden did business with missing Heidi Plank's boss. President's son, quote, should have been charged over fraud. Now, you guys know that Heidi Plank's boss, where a lot of us believe that that would be the motive as to why she's missing. A lot of us believe that boss had motive to get rid of her because she was in charge of everything that he did. So that means that she would most likely know what happened to him. And it says right here, missing Heidi Plank's boss was closely involved in a business deal with Hunter Biden, according to emails on the president's infamous laptop. 39 disappeared in highly mysterious circumstances after attending her 11-year-old son's flag on October 17th. Okay, there's Mr. Sugarman right there. We like to call him Muffins because he mysteriously and ominously left muffins after Heidi was reported missing, left muffins on Heidi's door. And Heidi was his bookkeeper. So the cops raided her home and have been searching a landfill 50 miles north of the building where Heidi was last seen on CCTV cameras in downtown LA. But so far, her disappearance remains unsolved. Heidi's ex-husband, Jim Wayne, who was the first to report her missing, has previously claimed to The Sun that cops are looking into her job as an accountant for Camden Capital managing partner Jason Sugarman as a main line of inquiry. Now, this is, yeah, they claim to The Sun. You understand? So that means that it this is a Sun exclusive. So I don't know how much water that holds, but it sounds pretty convincing to me as I read this article. Sugarman is questioned by the Securities and Exchange Commission, better known as the SEC, over a scam in which he allegedly helped steal $43 million and leave a Native American tribe $60 million in debt. Wow. Earlier this month, The Sun revealed that Sugarman, better known as Muffins, his business partner and convicted ringleader in the Indian bond scam, Jason Galanis, had links to Hunter Biden and a crime family. Now, a cache of documents from Hunter's abandoned laptop obtained to The Sun show that Sugarman himself was deeply involved with Hunter's business dealings in China. And Jason Galanis's brother told The Sun he believes it shows Hunter, 51, should have been indicted in the fraud scheme together with his business associates. So this is, okay, so the brother of the partner that's already in jail, okay, the brother of the partner of Muffins, who's already in jail for the fraud scheme, okay, told The Sun, they're quoting him, he's his brother, okay? That sounds more or less credible, but not really, because even in real crime cases, people like, we see siblings of these people talk bad about them, and you know, who knows? Maybe they paid. It could be that this news source paid this person to say these things, to say, "Hey, can we quote you on this stuff?" You know, and they're like, "Yeah, sure, why not? Who cares? You're a tabloid, you know, ass white magazine, so who knows?" That could be what he said. You know what happened? But the emails, this is different. Now, remember what I read before that. A new cache of documents from Hunter's abandoned laptop. So these are documents found in Hunter Biden's laptop, okay, that show that Sugarman himself was deeply involved with Hunter's business dealings in China. Okay, so this is from Hunter Biden's laptop recovered. Now, why isn't mainstream media talking about this? You see what I'm saying? Why hasn't, let me get to that. The emails reveal that Sugarman was working with the president's son and his Chinese business partners in 2015. Hunter, his business partner Devin Archer, and Sugarman collaborated to seal a deal between the company and Burnham Financial Group. You guys can't even read that, so I'm just going to take off the screen. His business partner Devin Archer and Sugarman collaborated to seal a deal between their company Burnham Financial Group and Chinese fund Bohai Harvest, BHR. According to the documents, the emails show Hunter later discussing how he could distance himself after Archer was charged over the Indian bond fraud, and Burnham was named as the placement agent in the tribal bond offerings, which fleeced the Oglala Sioux Indian tribe. Hunter and Sugarman's key roles in the Burnham deal with BHR are laid out in an email which Hunter sent to Bohai executive Henry Zhao and forwarded onto Archer on December 11th, 2014. Official. He wrote, "It was great to catch up with you and discuss the Burnham business in detail last week in New York. I hope having Jason Sugarman, Muffins, and Burnham president Andrew Godfrey explain the business and how it will all work together was informative." This was in Hunter's laptop, people, according to this. So if this stuff can be verified, if these documents can be verified, then Hunter was at least in business with this person. In another email the following month, Archer can be seen introducing Heidi's boss, Muffins, to Hunter's Chinese business partner, Jonathan Lee, in arranging for a meeting at BHR offices in Beijing. Archer wrote, "You are both close friends of mine and partners in my core You are both close friends of mine and partners in my core holdings and initiatives moving forward." So they're making a promise in writing here. Jonathan is the CEO of BHR and the fearless leader of the team. Jason is a board director of Burnham and other key shareholder along with me in the business. Then on June 25th, 2015, Archer informed key Burnham players, including Hunter, Sugarman is coming to Beijing in July, meeting with Harvest tentatively the 22nd. Earlier that same day, Hunter associate Neil Callahan suggested that Hunter, Sugarman, and Archer should go to Beijing and carve out 2 hours with Henry Zhao to do the pitch. Callahan added, "We need time with Sugarman and Biden to get them further up to speed and carve out roles for meeting." Wow. A later message from Callahan, which Hunter was copied into in August 2015, while due diligence on the deal was taking place, appears to reference Indian bond gift mastermind Jason Galanis. Okay, Jason Galanis is the incarcerated partner of Muffins right now, and Muffins is still under investigation. Callahan wrote, actually, he was charged already. "I appreciate all the efforts that Jason G. and Devin have made to get our account in good standing. Thank you." In 2014, slide deck presentation prepared for the Chinese investors list Sugarman, Muffins, as a director of Burnham Financial Group, while Archer is described as managing partner and director. Hunter's role was described in one of the slides as broker dealer tuck under enhances relationships. That sounds shady if I've ever heard shady in my life. Hunter's role was described as broker dealer tuck under enhances relationships. According to an email to Hunter from his business partner, Eric Sherwin, the president's son reported earnings of $166,666. What a number. From Burnham on his 2015 tax return. That almost sounds made up. The following year, Hunter wrote to Henry Zhao to thank him after the Burnham deal with BHR went through. The president's son wrote, "I am so glad that we have concluded our joint venture between Harvest and Burnham." But other emails later that year show Hunter discussing with a lawyer and a PR consultant with deep ties to his father, Joe, how to react to media reports that his business partner, Archer, had been charged with the Indian bond scam. An email from lawyer Michael McPhail discusses giving further consideration over whether Hunter should disclaim his vice chairman title. Now, what did we hear a particular attorney say about some certain person hiring a PR firm in past live streams that I've done? I recall them saying, nobody who hasn't done anything wrong would ever need a PR firm. I recall them saying that. Hunter had been listed in Burnham's promotional materials as vice chairman of the firm. Another email in May 2016 shows PR guru Robert Hoopes commenting that coverage of the case by the Wall Street Journal had been better than I hoped. Hoops added, I'm just going to call him Hoops. Hoops added, "We aren't in the headline or the lead paragraphs, and frankly, I thought we might be." Commenting on the newly revealed emails, Indian bond fraud ringleader Jason Galanis' estranged brother Derek Galanis told The Sun that he believes 100% that Hunter was not charged in the Indian bond fraud because of who his dad is. Reformed criminal Derek, Reformed criminal Derek, who has written about his experiences in the book Greed and Fear. The Galanis crime family told The Sun it's clear that Hunter, the reformed criminal who wrote about his experiences in a book called Greed and Fear, the Galanis crime family, he told The Sun it's clear that Hunter helped finance Burnham, got paid from it, promoted it. The emails also show that Hunter was aware of my brother Jason Galanis. I want to make it clear, if Hunter's dad wasn't who he is, Hunter would have been charged. There's no doubt given how we charge conspiracy law in this country. Hunter's lawyer, George Maziris, stated previously that his client had nothing to do with his business partner's separate Native American bond scheme and that it was being run at the same time as the negotiations with the Chinese investors. Maziris said, the defendants invoked and used Hunter's name without his knowledge to lend their business venture more credibility. As soon as Hunter learned of the illegal conduct and that his name was being used in this unauthorized and inappropriate manner, Hunter took immediate steps to ensure that his business interest would not be associated with the Burnham Group or with any of the defendants. It's convenient. Representatives Hunter Biden and Jason Sugarman could not be reached for comment. And all these emails are actually here. Like, they're all right here. Actually, I forgot about that. Like, they're all like right here. These are the emails, people. So these are the emails covered from Hunter Biden's laptop, right? These are all of them right here. So that's the thing. Right there, as soon as I saw reformed criminal, and that being, okay, now, mind you, all of these things, now, he's the guy that says, the reformed criminal says that his brother that he has no doubt that Hunter Biden was in business and should be indicted as much as his brother is, right? So if that happened in court, right? Let's say a defense attorney had to cross-examine him while Hunter Biden was on trial for this, right? Let's say Hunter Biden was indicted, any defense attorney would go, at least the ones I see on TV, would go up there and cross-examine this dude and be like, isn't it true that you are a former criminal? And then start naming the charges and blah, blah, blah. And if he's anything like his brother, he's a fraud, which means he's a liar. Right? So if you're anything like your brother, who's already been incarcerated, who's already a convicted felon, if you're anything like him, my client is not on trial, the witness is not on trial, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, that's enough to ruin credibility with a jury. It just is. If you're a fraud, then that means you're a liar. You know what I mean? So to me, that seems like just enough to like convince a jury that this guy's not credible. But the thing is by reading those emails, if you read the emails, right, then, you know what I mean? Like, he's not denying that those emails exist. He's just saying they wanted to use my name because being the president's son, he wanted to use my name to create more credibility with these business dealings. As soon as he found out that it was fraud, he was out. You know what I mean? Which is possibly true. In fact, it's likely because none of the emails that they were talking about seem to indicate anything else. You know what I mean? Now, there's a lot of shady stuff in that laptop, or else there wouldn't be so much controversy over it. So, I mean, you guys decide. You guys decide. Damn, hold on. I'll share the link to the article in the chat. Okay. All right, so I'm putting the link in chat right now. So you guys can look at those emails yourself, read those emails, and then you decide for yourselves what your opinion is. All right. I had a really nice time with you guys tonight, man. I'm sorry it took so long. I am going to go ahead and call it. And we will do this again very, very soon, my friends.